Hey, what is up, you guys? DJMama here, and we're gonna talk about another Yu-Gi-Oh! Anonymous thread. So, YGOAnon, a Twitter account that gets a lot of hot takes and a lot of weird things that get posted to it. He gets suggestions and he gets posted them. So this one's another ban list take video. It's gotta be what's gotta be until we finally get the TCG ban list. Let's just hop right into it. It starts off with what cards on the ban list that you can off to 3 and see 0 play. I'll start. Ancient Fairy Dragon, let me play FAs, goddammit. Now here's the problem. There's a good amount of decks that can abuse Ancient Fairy Dragon better than FAs. Ancient Fairy Dragon is better in a lot of other decks than FA. Because not only is it a generic level 7 synchro that has 2 good effects, it's just super good. This card cannot come to 3. It would see tons of play. See 0 play and talk about Ancient Fairy Dragon? Not correct. Once per turn, special summon a level 4 monster from your hand. I wonder if that would see play. You cannot connect your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Cool, turn 1, that doesn't even matter. Once per turn, you can destroy as many field spells on the field as possible. Does not work under Mystic Mine. And if you do gain 1,000 life points, then add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. Cool, it destroys field spells, even though it doesn't work under Mystic Mine. You can still add 1 in the field spell. That's technically extension for you, because field spells in 2022 do everything. This also searches Mystic Mine still, but yeah. This would see a lot of play. Cannot come back to 3, so incorrect. I hope most of this thread is not bait, because I'll be mostly reading some of them. So next we have... Yep, I hope I'm spelling this name, notice it. No, right? Yeah, I think this is fine. Guard Dragon? I hope I'm spelling it right. Whatever. Guard Dragons. Next comment is about Guard Dragon, and especially, LP. LP. It's a Link 1 that takes a level 4 or lower dragon monster. That's a very large card pool. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. Gee, I wonder how many dragons have been on the ban list. A lot of them. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck to a zone that 2 or more Link monsters point to. It doesn't have to be dragon Link monsters. It can just be LP and then something else that points to a zone that he'll point to, or a zone that him and another Link monster will point to. Not too hard to set up, because when this was legal, this was stupid. You can only use this effect of Guard Dragon LP once per turn, and you can only special Guard Dragon LP once per turn. You know, those last 2 lines are fair, but the effect isn't. It cannot come to 3. Definitely not. And this would see tons of play even at 1. So, no. You can need Senate Switch to use its effects, and it restricts you to dragons. There are no dragon. Yeah, this is bait. But I don't know, we're just explaining that this definitely cannot be back. The other comment says, honestly, Agripane, his arrows are so bad, and anything you bring out from him isn't even properly summoned, so it dies. So once it dies, it can't reborn. That is true. But Agripane is the Link 2. It takes 2 dragons, not generic, but I wonder how many good dragon monsters there are in this game. Cannot special summon insect dragons. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your extra deck. From the extra... Jesus, that's even better. To an extra monster zone, or a main monster zone, you can summon 2 that has 2 or more Link monsters that you point to. Crazy. You can use this effect of Agripane once per turn. You can only special summon Agripane once per turn. It's probably bait, yeah, but whatever. You can tell someone's patient, yeah. Yep, LP Metamorphosis. So we'll talk about Metamorphosis, why not? I played a good amount of progression. Yeah, Metamorphosis. So Metamorphosis. Why is it an SR? Metamorphosis. Tribute one monster, special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck with the same level as a tributed monster. I get it. It's a normal spell that's not searchable. There is a few... There's left arm offering that searches a thing for you, but you do have to discard 2, or banish 2 actually from your hand. However, the amount of decent Metamorphosis targets are insane. Obviously, we have to talk about Last Warrior. We have to talk about Naturia Exterio. Maybe you can get out from Dragoon for free, unless it has to say specifically has to be fusion summoned, because this special summons the fusion monster. But yeah, Exterio, Last Warrior, you have to ban a good amount of really, really good fusion monsters this enables. Like, let me see. Exterio. Yeah, Exterio, fusion summon of this card can only be done. So it can't be special summoned. It's a level 10. Do you know what level 10s you can run? Or level 10 that can easily be summoned? Not only Nibiru, but also Eldritch can just Metamorphosis into Exterio. And then we'll talk about Last Warrior. Any level 7, especially with Shangri-La coming out. Yeah, this card, Metamorphosis and that card cannot come back. So Last Warrior from a different planet. If this card is special summoned, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. All other monsters you control. Okay, it destroys my board. Crazy. Neither player can summon monsters. It doesn't say special summon, it doesn't say normal summon, it just summon. So no summoning period. I do have one of these. I don't know where I got it from. I can't dismantle it either. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Also, yeah, Millennium Eyes restrict. All those weird, decent fusion monsters. No, this can't come back to... Metamorphosis can't come back to 3 and would see play, so not correct. Butterfly Dagger Elma. Elma. So Elma was an FTK enabler. It was... the Equip Master gains 300 attack. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped, you can return this card to the hand. Any spell card that's destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped, you can return this card to the hand. So you would do like with Gearfried the Iron Knight and Royal Magical Library, or something like... what's another like burn spell trap card? I don't remember. But cards like that, with the mix of this, cards in FTK, that was kind of stupid. It was used in Deep Draw Exodia with Royal Magic Library and Gearfried, because you attach it to Gearfried. Gearfried automatically destroys like an equip card, any equip card attached to it, and then returns to hand, and you keep doing it, and you get spell counters for Royal Magical Library. But I think there's a better way to do this now in 2022. I don't know it yet, but there might be one for Elma. So, probably should not come to 3. Probably not. Maybe sees, maybe could cut off to 1. It'd be really janky FTK, but Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG does not really like FTKs. So, yeah. This current juncture, I don't think we should take off Elma. It was also talking about Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense, if you've never read the card, it's one of the craziest cards to ever be released. Sixth Sense is a UR, crazy. Declare 2 numbers 1 to 6. Then your opponent rolls a 6-sided die. If the result is one of the numbers you declared, draw that many cards. Otherwise, send a number of cards on top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the result. So, if you call 5 and 6, you can draw either 5 or 6 if they landed on it, if the result is 5 or 6. But you can just mill 1 or 4, which are decent effects. It is a slow trap card. If it was to release to 3, it would see 0 play. That's probably not correct. If it was at 3, you can trap trick this. Protect with like Lord. There's a lot of decent cards for this. So I don't think Sixth Sense to come back. It's a very powerful effect. You do have to wait for it, and this is a kind of effect you kind of want on your turn and not during your opponent's turn. But then again, if you draw hand traps or mill like tier elements with this card, this is actually insane, yeah. So I think 6 cents definitely cannot come back. Definitely not to 3. It's slow trap card, but it's one of the really broken trap cards. So yeah, not a good one. Yeah, no. Definitely not 6 cents. Well, the next one is Countdown. So Countdown is currently at 1 in most. Wow, this card is at 3 in Master Duel. Well, that's interesting to think about. Pay 2,000 after 20 turns have passed after activating this card. Counting the turn you activate this card as the first turn, you win the duel. So, Final Countdown, I didn't know it was at 3 in Master Duel, that's weird. So it's just at 1 in the TCG. So, the only reason like Final Countdown doesn't see play, I think, in Master Duel, I don't usually see Final Countdown, is because Mystic Mine is banned in this format. I don't know about this one. I don't know if seeing 3 Final Countdown is what you want to do in the deck, but I don't know, that's a weird one. But maybe, who knows? Final Countdown? He's talking about Yada. Yada, obviously, that's fine. Yada is purely power creeped. Clearly power crept out of the game. It's a fiend, so you can't search it with Flunder. It's level 2, so it doesn't work with Thunder. It does work at Sprite, I guess, but it is a spirit monster. During the end phase of the turn, this card was normal summoned, flips face up, so it can't be special summoned because it's a spirit monster. Crazy. This card was normal or flip face up, return it to the hand. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, skip the next draw phase of their turn. It is hard to log somebody out because the graveyard is being the second hand. Even sometimes the banished zone is the second hand, but Yada is a power crept. It could come to 3. Probably doesn't seem a lot of play even. He's also talking about Exodia, the Exodia pieces. No. Multiple Exodia pieces aren't the wave. So multiple pieces of Exodia definitely aren't okay. No. Let's just keep them all at 1. I'd rather not have like the deep draw decks have an easier time getting to the win condition. I don't know. It's yeah. Also, there's not a lot of like ways to hand rip to get them off, to get them out of their hand once they're starting. You can ash like their draw spells, but they're playing like 40 draw spells at that point. So you can only ash one of them. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not the best. They're talking about one of my favorite field spells and one of the field spells that got me into the game. The good old boy Chicken Game. Chicken Game. The player with the lowest life points takes no damage. Once per turn during the main phase, the turn player, either player can activate to pay 1,000 to activate one of these effects. Draw a card, destroy the card, your opponent gains 1,000 life. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response. So this was banned because it caused a weird amount of FTKs. You can't respond to Chicken Game, which is kind of funny. Yeah, neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. So you have, yeah, the effect activation, obviously, that's crazy. So, Chicken Game, drawing a card, not a once per turn, by the way. So if it was at 3, you can just Chicken Game, draw a card, activate another Chicken Game again. So, yeah, I don't think this card can come back to 3. But it'd be funny if this card came back to 1. It would be really funny. Be very, very funny. Yeah, so Chicken Game, very, very funny. I'm surprised I haven't crafted this. I should craft this for Skull Servants. What else were we seeing? Oh, this is a decent one. Sky Blaster. Okay. So Phantom Sky Blaster is Act 3 in Masterful, I think, right? Okay, Phantom Sky Blaster. When this card's normal or flip summon, you can special summon any number of Sky Blaster tokens up to the number of monsters you control. Okay. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each Sky Blaster monster you control. There's Sky Blaster tokens, I guess I count for that. Sky Blaster monsters cannot declare an attack during the turn you activate this effect. So this is a token generator. It's at 1 currently in the TCG. Would it see play at 3? Maybe. Token generators are really weird. Token generators in TCG are a little rough. Maybe this card you can see play it. I would see it first semi-limited and see if it gets play. I don't know. Sky Blaster is a weird one. Yeah, this is probably not it. Oh. Let's see. Okay. This freaking comment has a lot. So let's try to do it. Obviously people are saying Harp Horror. Orcust Harp. Wow, there's a lot of Harp cards. Where you at? Harp Horror. There it is. Harp Horror. You can banish this card from the graveyard, special summon an Orcust monster from your deck. Crazy. Except Orcust Harp Horror. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the term of Darks. I wonder if that's ever been a restriction. I am locked into Dark monsters. Ooh. Only use Harp Horror once per turn. It is at 1 in the TCG and here. But Harp Horror, maybe... No, wait, is it still banned? It might be still banned. I forgot. So Harp Horror probably should come off the list. 3 Harp Horror Orcust is probably not going to do much. It's just a splashable engine. I can see it coming off. Why not? He's talking about... what's next? Kieran? Kieran. So Magic Spectre Kieran. Level 6, no pendulum effect. He's a scale 2, 2000, 2000. During either player's turn, target 1 pendulum monster in your monster zone and 1 monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. That's non-targeting removal, because it targets the pendulum monster and not the monster your opponent controls. You can only use this effect on Magic Spectre Kieran once per turn, cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So not only is it a bounce, and it doesn't have to send itself, it's also a quick effect. Targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effect. It would certainly see play at 3. Can't say it won't see 0 play at 2 or 3. Can't say that, because it would see play at 3. Would it see play at 1? Maybe. You know, cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Kind of crazy. We do have more kaijus. You know, the beer would just tributes this. Oh no, wait. Yeah, just tributes, but the quick effect to bounce is kind of crazy. It could probably come back to 1. Kieran's kind of fine at this power level, even though that's a really good effect and a really good protection. So probably 1 for that. Probably not 3. What? He also talked about Monkey Board. There's probably not a lot of monkeys. Right? Yeah, Monkey Board. If you currently have this at 1 in the TCG, I think it would not be fine at 3. We'll see. We have it at 1. I think 1's fine, a fine place for Monkey Board. Tolmias. Night. Where you at? Oh, it is banned. Okay. 2 or more level 4 monsters. You're usually want to make this with 3. During either player's turn, detach 3 XZ materials from this card. Special summon Special summon from your extra deck one XC monster that is one rank higher than this card, except a number monster. By using this face-up card, control its materials. This card is treated as x-saber summon, and x-saber materials attached to this card become You can detach 7 x-saber materials from this card, skip to your opponent's next turn. It wasn't banned for that effect, obviously. During either player's end phase, you can attach once to teleportate a card from your extra deck to this card as face-up XC material. So Ptolemaeus gave those big bungus rank 4 decks, rank 4 extenders, into a play that either led to Cyber Dragon Nova into Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is Infinity with 2 material, and then probably 3, because you're probably going to swallow one of your opponent's monsters. Or you made Constellar Diamond, which is a card up here, which is a really good floodgate against dark monsters. Wow, that's crazy. During your main phase, blah 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 blah, except Diamond. While this card has XC material, neither player can send cards from deck to the graveyard. No foolishing ever, and any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished instead. So you can't reincarnation one of those nice cards in the graveyard. It's good banished. And during the player's turn, when a dark monster activates its effect, you can attach a material. If you do, negate that, and if you do, destroy it. And I don't think, yeah. So that's those are really good effects you can go into. There's probably a lot of decent other things you can do with 3 level 4 monsters. You can just make a really good link board. Maybe this card can see play. I don't know if it can come to 3. Probably to 1. You can bring it back to 1. There's some people who think if this card can go to 3 and it will see no play, but I think it would see some play. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. Yeah. Zen Matey. I don't know about Zen Matey. This guy has a long list. Jesus, how am I gonna get through all this? Zen Matey. So Zen Matey, currently banned in the TCG at 1 here. Detach a material from this card, special summon a wind-up monster from hand or deck. Generic rank 3 that says summon a wind-up from deck. Don't know about that one, Chief. It is gonna see play in a lot of rank 3 decks because it's that good, and the wind-up engine is really nice. When face-up wind-up monster is destroyed and sent to a graveyard, detach a material from this card to target a monster and return it to hand. That's a pretty good effect. Obviously, summoning something from deck is always going to be good, even though it is like archetypes locked. But still, it's pretty good. Probably should come back to 1 though. I can see it come to 1 and not to 3. It would see play at 3. Come on now. Trident. Jesus Christ, this guy. What are you talking about, Trident? Obviously, Trident, very good card. It was why Zoo Tri-Brigade was a very good deck. Because not only did you have Trident, you also could make Zeus out of it. Trident, very crazy card. Just once per turn, quick effect, attach a material from this card, target one face-up card in the field, destroy it. Quick effect, pop your guy. Crazy. Probably not to 3. To 1, no. I don't think the card should come back yet. Maybe. Upstart Goblin. What do you mean upstart to 3? So upstart, you know, the good old spell card. Draw 1 card, then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. So this, when Upstart Goblin was a 3, it didn't see it play for a while until people decided to play, you know what, I'm gonna play a 37 card deck and just play 3 Upstart Goblin as filler. It just makes deck building like, oh, easy. I only need 37 cards and then my 3 Upstart Goblin. Crazy. Not okay. Stick at 1. Smoke Grenade. Smoke Grenade! So you want to be hand looped by goddamn, by Infernoble Knight. Smoke Grenade of the Thief. I do have one of these. Why? When this card is destroyed by card effect, while equipped to a monster. So Infernoble Knight, very good at equipping stuff from deck. equipping cards and destroying them. Look at your opponent's hand, discard a card. Not only does it just discard a card from your hand, you look at your opponent's hand so you know what to play around. Looking at your opponent's hand is not good. And discarding card, also not good, but no, definitely not, could not come back to 3. Last turn, no. Collapse and Wyber Burster? I would like to see them at more than 1, but no. Destrudo? No. Snow? No. Birdman? Exodia? No. Which Arch... Okay, Infernity Archfiend. I guess Archfiend can come back. Archfiend can come back to 3 if Launcher stays at 1. Oh god, there's a lot of Archfiends. I should not have done this. Why did I look up Archfiends? Okay, Infernity Archfiend. You know, this is why the game has a lot of once per turns now. Because looping this card was crazy. Not only Secret format and XZ format. Yeah. So Infernity Archfiend, crazy card. Yeah. Insane card. But I couldn't see it coming back to 3. As long as Launcher stays at 1. Jet Synchron, Miscellaneousaurus? No. Which jar are you talking about? Morphing jar? Maybe. One salad? What? Terratop? Maybe. Terratops could be C-play. I won't talk about his semis. That's a long list, bro. Jesus Christ. Harp Horror, we already talked about Yada. Oh, this is one. Sekka's Light. It's at 2 in this format. If you have no spell and trap yards in your grave, draw 2. Also for the rest of the duel, you can't, after you activate this card, you cannot activate spell or trap effects except Sekka's Light. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal 1 monster in your hand, shuffle it into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Sekka's Light once per turn. I don't know why that once per turn is on there. I guess if you have multiple copies of Sekka's Light, they're just draw cards. Draw 2, also for the rest of the duel you can activate this card, except... Yeah, you can only activate Sekka's Light. So in Monster Mash decks like Thunder Dragon and BA, this was just a draw 2. Because you just needed to play monsters, you didn't need to play any, like, spell cards. You just play monsters. Crazy. Sekka's Light, crazy card, just as a draw 2, and an extra draw if you, like, want to shuffle back something from your hand into the deck. Probably would see play at 3. We have it at 1, so I don't think this... Yeah, it would see play at 3. Crazy. What else is he talking about? Recital Starling. So Recital Starling, the Lyrilisk one, 2 plus level 1 monsters. If this card's Xyz must see someone target 1 face-up monster on the field, it gains 300 attack and defense. Yada yada yada. Detachment material from this card, add 1 level 1 winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. That's not a once per turn. Any damage you take from this, you take from battles and hold this card, inflicting your opponent. There's not a once per turn on this card, so I don't think it would. It would definitely see play at 3 because this card's crazy. If you have 3 of this, you make Utopic Future into Utopic Dragonair, and it's crazy. Lyrilists were really good at just shitting out a lot of level 1s, and this one just gets you a search. And the search just special summon, and all the Lyrilists special summon themselves, which is insanity. So, no, I don't think this card can come back 3. Karen, Trident, Birdman. We already talked about those cards. Oh my god, there's no way. Why do people think this? This is a long video, I'm sorry. Substitute. So, Substitute's not a frog card by name. Wow, it still has Frog the Jam on it, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Substitute. Tribute one monster to special summon a frog from your deck, except the jam. Frog monsters, except for the jam, cannot be destroyed by battle. It's a 1-for-1 target. It's has, I think, the generic frog stats of a big booty and no attack. But a non-once per turn tribute to special in a frog deck with like Ronin Totem is insane. So, and Swap Frog, obviously. So Substitute probably should not come back without an errata that says like once per turn, obviously. So it would, if this version would be released, first of all, no. Oh my god, Substitute, crazy. So no, we cannot have this card at 3. Is this even in the game? Victory Dragon. Or Victory Dragon. It's not. It's not even in the game, in Master Duel at the moment. Victory Dragon was like a prize card that was playable. It said if it gets direct attack damage, you win the duel, not the match. The duel. Not just the game, just the entire match. You win the duel. So yeah, Victory Dragon. You can just surrender at any time though. So you're just like, alright, cool. Surrender. So we go to the next game. But I should have won the duel. No. I'm not letting you win the duel, friend. Sorry. Next game. Wow. There's no way. People talking about Cold Wave like it should come to 3? What? Cold Wave. This card can only be activated at the start of your main phase 1. Kind of fair for how like old this card is. This card's really old. Until your next turn. Cool, my next turn. You and your opponent cannot play or set any spell or trap cards. You see how that's a problem? So we talk about Monster Mash decks, like BA, Thunder Dragon, but really good Monster Mash decks that can OTK with this card, so they don't have to worry about Imperm, is insanity. This invalidates Imperm, because at the start, cool, there's nothing on my board at this moment. I'll Cold Wave, so you can't Imperm me. You can Nibiru me, crazy. But there's nothing you can do with, and on your next turn, even if I fail to kill you or set up my board, you can't droplet me. You can't play the droplet because it says no. So no, we cannot have Cold Wave available. They can't set any face down, so they can't play any repercussions. Like if they even open bad, they can't like set cards, set spell traps. So no, we cannot Cold Wave to 3. Wait, what? Oh god. So this is what he was talking about. So I saw Invoker. So he was talking about not the spell cards, not these guys. In x-saber Invoker. Once per turn, detach a material in this card, special summon a level 4 Earth Warrior or Beast Warrior from your deck in defense position, but destroying during the end phase. Like, that's ever gonna happen. Oh my god, so x-saber Invoker, generic, just level 3. You play any, like, weird level 3 engine in your level 4 Earth Warrior deck, and this just became the best extender, because it just summoned it, didn't negate its effects, first of all. And that, can you imagine if they get Fractal, or it gets an Earth Beast Warrior? But Jesus Christ, that is insanity. That people think this card can come up 3 and see we no play. There's no way. Yeah, I think this is bait. Oh my god, there's no way. This is all a bait kind of thing. I'm getting baited. Unlock the shock. I remember that was me, but then I read the card and played against this card. I'm like, no. Detach a material from this card. Declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap. That card, if spell or trap, cannot be activated, and monsters cannot activate its effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. The end of their next turn. So I'm like, oh Jesus, you just locked them out of the game with this dumb idiot. He's also 3 level 4 monsters. So like, oh, you need 3 level 4s. Like, he's too much work. I'm like, that's a lot of work for a card that does literally say, win the game, yeah. If you want to win the game, yeah, there you go. So now we can unlock the shock. The rulers. Yeah, one of the rulers. We're not putting on the 3, obviously, but we can unban another ruler. We can definitely unban another ruler. Wow. This is probably gonna be Blaster, but we can put Tempest to more than 1. Come on now. So, yeah, another probably Tempest and come back. I'm looking for more cards. Jesus. No, I don't want to see this card at 3. Misk. Have you read this? Wow, this card is at 3 in Master Duel. Fuck. Yeah, no. No Misk at 3, please. Please, no. Let's not. It's just so good. It has so many. It just has 2 good effects. And the one that deletes interaction is crazy, so let's not put Misk to 3. It would see play at 3 for sure. It would see no play at 3. Come on now. Jesus. Alright. We'll talk about one that I love, and that's near and dear to my heart, because it's the only deck I really play in Master Duel. That grass looks greener. If you have more cards in your deck than your opponent does, send cards from the number of your deck to the graveyard, so you have the same number of cards in your deck as your opponent. You're milling 20 cards. Up to 20 cards. I wonder how many good effects you can get from milling grass. And this would definitely see play at 3. I don't see why it wouldn't. He also talked about, of course, the one, the only, the boy. The piece. Alright. So, Masterpiece. Unaffected by cards or effects with the same type chart as he was tributed. So if you tribute a spell trap, he's unaffected by spell traps. You know, any combination of those cards are crazy. And once per turn during either player's turn, he has a quick effect. If this tribute summon monster, yeah, you have to control it. Obviously, you can banish one continuous spell card from your game and target one card on the field and destroy it. He's also tried it. Crazy. Yeah, this card would see play at 3 for sure. So let's not. I think that's about it. I don't want to go through this. This is a lot. I think there's a lot of bait comments, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This one's a pretty long one from what I think. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for another maybe Anon Twitter video, or hopefully the ban list. Bye now.